going on, everybody? Apparently... Oh, you know what? So that's still up. And I probably need to check on this as well. So I restarted my bot in the middle of things, so that's why the ad stuff was going on. Alright, professional... Nah, not really. Not really a professional streamer. But we know enough of what we're doing. So, as I was booting up stream, the bot was up and I clicked over on it to like make sure things were situated properly, and I got prompted with the message of, oh, there's an update for the bot. I'm like, oh, cool, I'll just download that real quick. It looks so different because StreamerBot has gone to an official 1.0.0 release. So it's like first major version. It's, I guess, you know, out of what you would call like a beta. So it's like the UI of it is revamped, but in the process, me restarting the bot took away my my triggers. Which I guess I need to quick check the other ones because everything else has them up, technically speaking. I guess that would also be the case for the vertical. This is just like everywhere else that might have it. So I gotta cycle through these. People are gonna be seeing a bunch of random looking stuff. Okay. Let me just make sure that we're good. Okay. Everything is paired. Everything is good. Chaos of screens flowing around. We're good. Everything is as it should be. But Fruity, welcome back. How are we doing? Yeet, how's it going? Night 27. It's impressive. It's very, very impressive. And aptly, Twitch drops are live. So, you know, if you haven't watched enough 2K25 yet and you want some VC and like a hat and a level up token, those are available. It is Wednesday, which means that quests and the shop should all be rolling over. Okay, casual matchmaking. We're not playing casual, but we will be playing matchmaking today. Today is going to be heavily featuring ranked. So we'll play some solo, maybe. We'll play duos, basically, if people want to play duos. And we'll just kind of have a chill night playing some ranked. Or to hole out from 82 feet or further, 5 birdies. Play a Haudaloose. Hey, howdy, Jim. Welcome back, Fahim. No Jedi Survivors today? No, not today. We're going every other day. So we'll be playing Jedi Survivor again on Thursday and then again next Tuesday. So it'll be a Tuesday, Thursday thing for the time being. I don't have any plans to do it differently than that. Okay. This is the female variant, right? Because I was gonna say I already own. So they brought this. So this was a 4th of July outfit, but I think they're bringing it back around because we've got Ryder Cup right around the corner here. Tune in for that. Sounds good. Yeah, golf is competitive golf is our main thing, but trying to add some variety into the rotation so that it's not the only thing, because this has been pretty well the only game we've played for the past almost 6 months on stream, and honestly largely for the past 5 years, which is pretty crazy that we've spent that much time in here, but that's how it goes. I shouldn't have checked. I played poorly the last time, and we lost 5 merits. Yeah, because we only shot 56th. Rip. Rip me. I honestly, I think we're just gonna go into ranked. We should be low enough ranked that, you know, having not warmed up will be okay. So we're gonna play some ranked solos. If anybody wants to play ranked duos, let me know. We can open it up, and I'll throw the room code in chat, and we can start getting some ranked duos going. I think that's just gonna be the plan for today. I don't really have plans for anything else. We missed the cut last week, so we're not in the Plat Championship. So yeah, I figure we switch it up, just have a chill time playing some ranked duos. I think that's the way that we're gonna rock and roll. Let me turn off putting an approach camera here. Hey, good evening, John. Rocka Flocka. Rocka Flocka Flame. Alright, I'm gonna just go with a nice little. Okay, that works. Go with the 4-iron, lay it back, give myself a full shot. Probably could have been a little bit more aggressive. That being said, I think that this will be okay. Came out a lot shorter. It's fine though. What's going on, Narrowcan? How are you doing? Beat in par, come across me as an opponent. Yeah, it's just like, because I don't play ranked, so it's like I'm completely underranked from not playing it. How long ago did I start, Isaac? We've been live for 12 minutes. .44s. What's going on, Lawan? How are you doing? So yeah, we've been live for 12 minutes. This is the first hole that we've played. So we're just getting going. All right, let's hit some better approach shots. Couldn't quite get the overpower that I wanted. Over green side. I don't know if that's a dumb play or not, but I mean, unfortunately, like, we're at the rank where it doesn't really matter for the most part. I mean, maybe we'll randomly come up across someone. But right now we're at the rank where it's probably just good practice for, like, seeing things. Just got back from the real golf course. I'm jealous. How did it go? That just like skipped over all of the break. Oh, we're gonna take like a pretty hard kick. But again, this is all like, This is all really good stuff, like when there's no pressure and you get to just play it, like just to see things. Hey, what's going on, Casey? How are you doing, dude? Hope all is well. I haven't it's probably largely because I don't really get to watch much Twitch just in general. Have you still been doing your DJ streams? If so, or how are they going? I suppose I can fast forward my drives in ranked. I don't have to waste people's time watching them like I normally do. Here and there, going well, glad to hear it. I feel like every once in a while I've caught you live, but yeah, I pretty much, I have streams, I'll have like a stream on, maybe I'll change streams a couple times throughout the day while I'm working, and then I'm not on again until I stream, and then it's pretty much host and go to bed. Host has been dead for years. Raid. I'm showing my age. I remember when you could only host people. And then I remember when raiding was a new thing. And I like never raided. I always hosted. $49, low 50s. I'm gonna de-loft this this pitching wedge. It's the right distance, but man, did that go straight. I thought we were gonna get some pretty serious turn off of that live. Maybe I didn't check it out enough. That like kind of plugged. Okay, this guy's over it. This guy's over it. Don't worry, I'll. Well, that's rude. We'll show that we're fallible. We'll show that we can, in fact, miss a putt. I will say it's a little bit weird because it's like going back in time to when the game came out. Not Ooh, that might be just a touch to the right. It's a little bit weird not playing TGC as like the main content on a stream. This is like going back like before the TGC season started, right? Like all of kind of March when you're in that early launch time. And you're like looking for the things to do. Now obviously we were playing a lot of career and stuff at that point. Playing some more ranked tours and things too. There was a stretch of time where we were playing ranked to like end the streams. It's kind of a weird thing. I feel like there's, yeah, when you have it as the hype of, yeah, the hype is the focus on the TGC competitive stuff. So like when it's done and then you switch into ranked, you know, it'd be like having like, I don't know, a random special at the end of your TV show that's like not quite what you signed up for. So it's definitely a little bit mixed. I feel like when the product is ranked through and through, it's different than when the product is TGC and then a little bit of ranked. But I think I like the more focused. Like there's something about switching and like having like a core thing and then switching and But I also think there's something about having just like a focused day. Like we played, like when we were playing The Last of Us back in February before this came out. We were playing 2K23 and then switching into The Last of Us. You have the benefit, you know, of, okay, well you're playing your main game, so maybe you'll get some people to stick around from the main game to the new game. Kind of similar concept with your main thing of TGC and switching to ranked. But, you know, we played Jedi Survivor yesterday, and I think that was an overall pleasant. I think that was an overall pleasant thing to have it be one stream where that's what we played, and so we did the whole time. You know, stay focused on a task. It's good for then like VOD watching. You've just got that content there. You know what you're getting into. There's no switch up. All right, that poor fella. Poor fella. Because my rank is way lower than it should be, but there's no way to raise the rank without playing, so. Okay, does anybody want to join up for ranked duos, or should I fire up another solo? I'm just gonna keep throwing it out there, because once we get ranked duos going, yeah, we can just keep rolling with that, keep cycling people through as there's interest for others to join in. Ooh, part 2! Yeah, man! Hey, what's going on, Samurai? They're probably like, this guy says he's only a little bit ahead of me in ranking, but something feels off. Something feels off. Yeah, I'm doing well, Samurai. So what time? So if you're in Russia, is it like it's like 3:30 in the morning? If I had to guess. Oops. What's the word, my dog? Johnny? Bird is the word. Bird is the word. Have you heard about the bird? Oh, Jimbo's got the bird. Let's see what Jimbo's made of. Does he have what it takes? See, my problem is I'm gonna get too cocky that I'm gonna start missing all the putts. And that's where players are gonna start making up ground on me. I'll just take a partial power drive and bound it down, I guess. Like, we're gonna be long, obviously, but... Oh boy. That's some speed. Hot dang. Are we on glass? What is the, what is the green speed? Holy cow. That's an awkward shot for them. I have the whole green to work with. I know I'm out of the heavy rough. But, I mean, at least with 37 yards, I feel like I have half a chance. Pump and run's not gonna get there, right? This is weird. It's 139s. It's not even that bad. Okay. That works for me. It's close enough. Cozy it on up. They're in a weird one. I mean, you can flop it from here, but 32 yards is an awkward one because regular flop is short. Once you start getting to your longer flop, like they're gonna run, so you're trying to just land it on the green, but you don't want to hit. That's not terrible. Could be better, but it's not terrible. I'm surprised. I guess I was a little bit surprised by it didn't run more. It's a pitch out of the heavy rough, but it is what it is. I'd say unfortunate for them, but this is ranked. It is highly competitive. We'll take any small crack in the armor we can get. Well, I will say swing has been pretty good thus far today. Only missed a couple, but barely, and we're playing on pro, and I think that's probably the most like jarring thing to my mind is like I see miss and my immediate reaction is pain and suffering. But if we're missing by just like a degree or two, it's not really ever going to be that bad. Really isn't. I'll have to look with the streamer bot update. I know obviously the biggest obvious thing is the change to the UI, but I'm wondering feature-wise what all we're looking at. Eight iron. It's down the hill, so I'm gonna leave it. How is that not? I don't get. I could have sworn these shots like draw a lot more off of these slopes. Why are they like going straighter? Oh, that one's like fading back off of that lie with the 3 mile an hour. 3 mile an hour wind the other direction. That doesn't feel correct to me. Get in there. All right, 3 birdies in a row has done. Never ask questions on these ranked courses? Yeah, but some of these courses are some like user ones. Jerome, thank you very much for the YouTube sub. Some of these are courses that are like I know that the creators are good and they shouldn't be too funky. Austin, thank you for the follow. Baird, welcome back. Watch every one of my streams. I appreciate that, Isaac. Thank you for being here, dude. Glad you enjoy it. I'm the best? I don't know about that, man. Pretty good. I'll take the best. I don't know. I don't win every week, so I don't win ever on plat. That's for sure. What's going on, JB? Welcome back. Resubscribe for 3 months. Hold on. Okay, so thank you for 2 months, but also thank you for subscribing for 3 months in one go, JB. That's some serious commitment right there. Okay, I'm gonna take this and maybe use that backstop a little bit potentially. Playing ranked? Yeah, we're playing ranked. Got kicked out of, you know, the Plat playoffs, so figure we'll play some ranked today to fill the void. So we're playing some solos right now. If people want to play duos, I will play some duos. So if, you know, if there's interest, and we, you know, I'll throw the code out. We can start rotating people through. Got the same taste in clothing? JB, I'm gonna spoil a little something. You and my wife have the same taste in clothing. I have never once in this game dressed my character. For a long time now, my wife has been responsible for the outfits. But I'll duo it up. I'll duo it up, JB. After this match. Your kids do yours? Nice. Yeah, that's a while ago. I think even as far back as 2K21 I started having my wife pick my outfits out. Cuz I think she like saw my outfits and was she was disappointed in it. So she started doing the dressing. You're logging on from some duos? Okay, so we'll JB and I can run one, and then we'll run one, John, and then we can take it from there. Or if you guys want to discuss amongst yourselves. You know, some sort of agreement. Can do that as well. See, I think this is one thing, like, I think it's part of my course management of just, like, trying so hard to play it to fairway. I know there's a distance cost, but I also play a little bit longer on my irons, and I just think I would rather have a 7-iron from center fairway than be in whatever the heck that lie was. Closer. I appreciate that, Sky. We can agree to disagree, but I appreciate the sentiment. Hope you're doing well. Thanks for stopping in. Jimbo's probably 22 meters deep. It's only 8:30. Like butter. Not in Russia. That's, well, you're not wrong, Don. Welcome back, dude. It's true. I mean, Russia, it's early in the morning or late in the morning, I guess, depending on where in Russia you live. Although I am pretty certain that the western half is much more populated than the eastern half. Yeah, my geography is not the greatest. Ooh, Jimbo. I mean, I'll take it. If I don't ever have to putt, then we're good. All right, so 2 matches deep. We have won all 10 holes. So time to play the ranked duos. Maybe I should have my wife also pick out like my player card and stuff, because I literally put on the first one. I literally put on the first one and just to do the quest, and that's it. All right, let me throw the, oh, come on. Why do they, as a software guy, this is such a poor thing. Okay, so here's the room code 1I00. Like, who? Why? What? Why do you have to have these room codes generated in a way where it's like impossible to tell the difference between the letters and the numbers? The O and the 0 is the difference between this and this. You could put a slash through the 0. That at least fills that up. And I don't know, don't put I in your letter picker. Just ignore it. What's going on, Nathan? What's the point of QA if they don't use it? Seems like common issues in a lot of games nowadays. I think the big thing that has happened over the years, Nathan, is that you used to have super critical QA pre-release, right? Because once you released the game, you could not fix it. Then we got to the point where you could start to patch things, and now everything is so live service, everybody's downloads and everything are so good that we have become QA. They do basic QA, the player base is QA. That's why betas are such a big thing, early access is such a big thing, because that is, you get QA that pays you to keep developing, as opposed to having to pay to test. You get paid to test. So it's like the perfect thing for game companies. Hey, what's going on, Camel? About half the roster has that outfit. Yeah, that wouldn't surprise me. That would not surprise me. So yeah, it's flipped in a way where they can make money testing it and having people test it and report all the bugs and everything. They don't have to do as much QA, and then you just get your game to a point where the bugs that people complain about don't get them to stop playing the game, and you're good. Yeah. Now, as much as I make that comment kind of tongue-in-cheek, like, coming from a software developer myself, like, I do understand to an extent there are just low-priority bugs that just sometimes never get fixed because they're not a big enough deal. Tested in prod, every dev's dream? Yeah, man. It's funny, because the team that I work on, compared to the rest of the company, has way less stringent controls over releases to production, which is pretty funny. To Gritty Farming, welcome back. Correct that Microsoft, etc. allow for updates to be rolled out on more frequently on EA games also? I mean, this is a 2K game. I don't know. EA and Microsoft are not the same company. I know that Game Pass has a partnership with EA Play. But beyond that, I don't know any inner workings behind the scenes. Oh, early access, not like EA, not like Electronic Arts. But That might be true. They might not have to go through as stringent of release protocol stuff, because I know that that's always a thing when you're rolling out updates to games, is that they have to get approved by whatever stores you're publishing to, right? So Xbox, PlayStation, Steam. I think Steam is probably the least regulated from what I would guess. Tech debt submit. There are varying degrees of tech debt. There's the tech debt that's actually costing you money, and there's the tech debt that's just annoying to look at. Very, very different degrees. Hey, good evening, Busey. Bug that gets you in this game is the one that's been there since 21. Ball land behind the pin, rolls back downhill like 2 to 3 inches. Then you have a ball on the same course roll off the green through the fringe. Yeah, I'm sure there's all sorts of different physics stuff that's involved in it, and I don't know what all is in play. It's probably less of a bug and more of like the configuration of the physics in the engine, which I don't know, you know, how that all plays out. But it's like how there's like the huge different, like when you have the difference in green speeds and stuff. Or the different, not green speeds, but like the difference in like fairway firmness and speed to the green, and how it like speeds up, and yeah, the green speed that it's set on. And I think it probably also has to play like what the default green speed is relative to the speed that you're playing on. So like if you have a default green speed that is like just under very fast, and then you play it on very fast, versus something that's like default of moderate and playing on very fast, like I think those all are a piece of the puzzle. Nathan, thank you for the YouTube sub. Then spin uphill to the pin. I've had stuff like that. Yeah, you get weird ones where like, depending on the lie and the wind and the shape on the shot, like when the ball lands, right? Because the ball's back spinning. I think sometimes it gets curved, and so it rotates, and then when it hits the ball itself spins, but the spin is still in the same direction on the ball. So it like creates a 180 and then spins away. So you just get some really goofy stuff like that too. Yeah, what up, Pseudo? NHL the only game with real-time physics, sports game-wise? I guess I don't know exactly what's defined as real-time physics. I would think FIFA would also, or I guess EAFC, because isn't that all in the same engine that NHL is? Such a bad time. I get them like weird side spins too. Every once in a while you get lucky with it, and it works out the way that you're like hoping or intending for it to. But sometimes it ends up going a different direction altogether, and it's terrible, because you're like, I'm trying to roll the ball back. That's why I'm putting the backspin on. And it starts rolling the other way, especially if it's like downhill the other way, and it like gets like, you can get some really bad bounces where then it zips just terribly far away because it's spinning in the wrong direction. And I've never really figured out how to control it or how to predict exactly when the ball is going to bounce like that, because you might get something weird with like the texture where exactly you land, and maybe that's what gives the ball a weird kick. Keep thinking it's your turn, but it's just me. Oh, well, then vice versa, right? Probably look at it and think it's my turn, and then it's you. Oh, I put you down a little bit awkward there. I'm sorry. was trying to cover it and lay it down there to like 100, because 100 I would say is like the kind of sweet spot yardage. Did a good job with it. It'll still kick with a little... had more spin. Had more spin than I thought. Wait, we have to split a hole? Ew. Ew. What's that about? Push? I thought we were just supposed to win 5 up. Or I guess 5 and 4 every time. Yuck. It actually had like the perfect amount of release after landing on the fairway. I always get scared when it lands on fairway instead of the green. Which I think is one of probably my biggest struggles in the game on like long par 3s into front pins. Trying to stick it close, because so much of the time I'm like trying to land it as forward on the green as possible, and you run the risk of hitting the fairway and getting screwed by it. That's typical. That's typical. Just under the hole. Oh, now we're gonna lose. Great. Loft and spin on that one. Yeah, it's just like so much like I'll try and loft and spin it, and if you get it wrong and then you hit the fairway, you're screwed. So like I don't know if there are higher percentage plays or if the goal is just always to play it in a way where you're I don't know. Always to play it in a way where you're gonna land, like you're gonna land on the green, but you're gonna be far away. I'm always trying to get as close as possible. I hate giving myself 35-foot putts, or, you know. That to me just feels like a loss every time. Also, I apologize, JB. I don't know where you like the ball. I'm playing it where I do, which is just in the fairway and somewhere between like 100 and I don't know, like 150 yards most of the time if I can help it. Try and put it somewhere between lob wedge and 9-iron. I mean, obviously closer to wedges the better. Anywhere is fine. Alright, I'm going to leave you a 4-iron in on every hole. How about that? Just kidding, I won't do that to you. Because that hurts me too. But this is probably way different because the opponents that we're playing are probably a bit better, I would think, because of JB's rank. I don't ever play ranked, so mine shouldn't be that high. Yeah, what's going on, Baffled? Hello, hello, hello. How are we this evening? Or I guess, how are we this early morning? Womp womp. Womp womp. All right. So last time. Okay. Just let them give it to me. I wasn't trying to bait a forfeit. I was actually trying to read the putt because last time we were a little bit low. Thank you. Thank you. Yeah, that's those right there. That's when I'm at my finest putting. 250. I knew it was quite late or quite early in the morning, depending on how you look at it. So for you, Baffled, is it a late night, or are you like your work schedule dictates that you're up like super early and you're on Twitch beforehand? Because you never know. Everybody's got different schedules. I would assume more common is up very late, but you never know. You never know. Because like I know for my dad for work. I mean, not that my dad would be on Twitch, but like he's got some mornings where he's up at 2 a.m. to get heading out to work, so. Hold it. Late night, go to bed around 5 a.m., get up around noon. Okay. I'm go to bed around midnight, 1 o'clock if I've like pushed it to like get up at 7. Get up at 7, work 7 to 3. Time with the fam, stream 8 to 11, 8 to midnight, rinse and repeat. And then Friday nights I just replace streaming with wife, and I hang out a little bit later, and then I get on and play some games with a couple buddies of mine. Hey Zayden, how's it going? I'm doing well, thank you for asking. We're just we're chilling with some ranked. We played 2 ranked solos. You know, we moved up to par 2, you know, so climbing in the world. We won all 10 holes we played. Those poor souls. And now we're playing some ranked duos. So JB and I doing pretty well here. We did push one, and lose one, but we're still 3 up, so we're all good. Work very flex hours. Yeah, my hours are flex, but I like to be on a pretty steady schedule. So I like the 7 to 3 because like most of the guys on my team, like 9 to 5 is like our most popular, you know, is like the main hours. I would say from like 9 to 3 are the heaviest concentration of meetings and stuff. I like to be on the early end. I get a bunch done, have lunch, and then I only have like 2 hours of work left. I like that than like having like, oh, I still have hours after lunch. I've got guys on my team though that they don't start their day until like 10 or 11 and they work later, so yeah. It's fortunately very much so about like just getting your work done, which is very, very nice. I've come to prefer the morning. I'm still a night owl, but like get up early, work, and then I have time to like spend time with my son and my wife, eat dinner together, you know, all of that stuff, put them to bed, and then stream. Hey, good evening, RJ. Haven't played much lately. If my duo leaves, you can play 1 or 2. Yeah, so I think we got one other person that was looking to play. I think John was gonna play some duos, but yeah, if you want to throw your hat in the ring as well, we'll get you in here at some point. Yeah, I'm a software dev. Yes, sir. . Oh, they're gonna give us the line. They're gonna give us the line, JB. So he put over my line. It just missed low. Which means that it was like here and then a little bit more. I botched that that rhythm. I was so concerned about the vibration. I was so concerned about the vibration because I'm not used to it, and I just like jerked on the input. And so like when I pause at the top and then swing it, I always get the huge negative. Warming up on a hole-in-one challenge? Alright. Well, John, you have the room code should be in chat. I'll bounce back to the menu. JB can drop. We'll run an ad break, and then we'll get going. Pin keeps getting in the way. I don't want to turn it off on my controller just out of paranoia that I'm gonna play another game and I'm gonna like forget that it's off. We lost a hole to bogey players. But I guess that just goes to show like you can still put together a hole from time to time. I guess I should have just quit back and disassembled the room. Sorry about the hairline, Jeffrey. Why are you apologizing? I'm the one that has to live with it. According to my mom, my grandfather had the McDonald's arches too, so it is what it is. It is what it is. Okay. Nothing to trip to. You know what? There's a guy on my team at work who's from Turkey, and he was telling me about it, but I can't commit to. I don't care enough to pay to change my aesthetic. I am who I am. I am who I am. All right, we're gonna take a quick 3-minute break. I appreciate y'all being here and hanging out. John, if you want to get in here in the next 3 minutes, and then we'll get going when I get back. Again, appreciate y'all being here. We're gonna be running ranked duos all night, so if you're interested, let me know, and we can try and cycle some people through here. All right, I'll be right back.
It's raining.
Ads. All right. Let's do it, John. I'm waiting to finally get paired up against like higher ranked players, but I have this sneaking suspicion that because I'm unranked, it's gonna take a while. That's not what Bruce Wayne looks like last I checked. Pretty certain, at least. All right, so we got Bruce Wayne and Adam JH. Thought this game so much better than 2K23, Austin? You think so? I don't know about so much better. I do enjoy, like I did enjoy the tempo mechanic. It would be very interesting to go back to 25, or 23, and just try it. I think 25 has a lot of small quality of life things, and you know it's a little improvement in the visuals. I think some of the updates to like the rough and sand and stuff are pretty nice. I think it is an overall better product. I think the ultimate question is the tempo mechanic from 23, what your opinions are on that. If it was your PC, oh yeah, if you're playing on PC, yeah, 25 might play a little better. That is true. Hmm. 58. I was getting a little bit concerned that we might be flying too far, but I think we're good. Hey, thank you for the follow, Austin. You want to see every blade of grass in 27? At some point, I would expect that there's going to be like a huge leap in the graphical fidelity. But my fear is that in order to make that happen, I would wonder if they would lose a ton of support for old courses to be ported forward. But I do really like that they have a 2-game dev cycle, or a 2-year dev cycle for the games, because it just gives more time for new stuff to be created. They can probably take a lot of good stuff from this 6-iron. I'm gonna take a little bit off of it. I don't know if that's the right call. Definitely is. Didn't get nearly as right as I was hoping, but we're pin high. Graphics jump from 23 to 25. 27 will have a jump. We'll have the next gen consoles by then. You think so? You think we're gonna have PS6 in the net? Like, do we have any rumors or information circulating around? Because the other thing is, Jim, like, think about 21 to 23. Like, you still have to account for the old gen, which obviously PS5 is a lot stronger than PS4 was. So, like, you're not gonna run into as many issues. You just got the PS5? I got PS5 2022. Because I think I got it at the end of 2K21. Yeah. Got it at the end of 2K21. So we've had a PS5 for a few years, but I really have only justified the PS5 because I stream. But again, I also probably wouldn't really have gotten into PGA or play it the way that I do if I didn't stream. So, yeah, a little bit of both. Or they were in development and a few years away, could be wrong. Yeah, I would just be curious on that, because it's just thinking about like how long the last gen was, right? Xbox One and PS4, how long it was before the next generation even came around. Like, we just got PS5 Pro. 2K27 would come out in 2026, right? Like, technically, or at the very start of 27 if they go in the same way that they did this. So you're in a very similar time frame. I delofted it because I wanted to make sure we covered the ridge. Didn't want to risk anything. But so, in order for them to be developing for that, I feel like you would have to have like the early hardware accessible to me. I don't see it for the next game. Spring release will be the schedule going forward. I would think that you're correct. I would think that you're correct, Map. I think it makes more sense because that's the peak of like golf season starting. What's going on, Austin? You hope they do it again? I think that's going to be the case because the fall release was also like right in the same ballpark as all of the other sports game releases. Right? Like, we just had NCAA and then we had Madden. And then, you know, EA FC comes out and you're getting into, like, it's very congested. So combo the fact that you avoid that congestion of sports titles and February, March. Like, February, you're just starting to get some of the golf, like the bigger golf tournaments, right? You get Pebble Beach, you know, Super Bowl weekend, you're playing. Wow. Are we gonna take the L because they Hopefully we get the dub for that. They definitely rage quit out. They definitely rage quit out. But yeah, what is it? Super Bowl Sunday or Super Bowl weekend, you've got TPC Scottsdale, and then you start to roll into March, and then you get the Masters, and you start rolling with the majors. I think that's the best. Now, I'll be very curious to see now, like, the Tour Championship is this weekend. this year is an extended golf season because of Ryder Cup into September, but historically this game has not done anything official Ryder Cup, and it probably won't again, but it'll probably do things Ryder Cup related, right? Things that very much so hint at the Ryder Cup. So we'll see what happens there, but I'm curious to see what happens from like October to next February. I'm hoping that, like, obviously we've got the seasons, big whoop, but like any big pieces of content, like, are they going to give us a new course? Are we going to get the major courses next year as they're coming out? TGC should do something Ryder Cup related. It's a ton of work and is completely against the way that the site is set up with the like 4-round tournaments. In the season 3 video, was there? I'm sure there's going to be some content that is like Ryder Cup related, but without the branding, like hints at it being Ryder Cup. Like everybody knows it's Ryder Cup, but nothing says Ryder Cup because that's extra licensing stuff that they have to deal with. This is probably pretty firm, so I'm gonna take the 3-wood, John. And I'm gonna let it run down there a good ways, and you'll probably just have like a long pitch shot or something. Yeah, so there'll be some Ryder Cup related like non-TGC stuff, I'm sure, because Apex always seems to run some stuff. But through TGC there won't be anything. What's going on, Zach? Why do I love PGA? Because I like golf and I like the challenge that these games present. I like the gameplay. It's a good mental test for me. I don't know. Just ticks the right boxes for my brain. Because it's a game of, you know, there's the mental side of it and you have to execute it, and I like the mechanics. Thoughts on the format change for the FedEx Cup where all 30 players start even par? More interested? So I think it's a funky situation that they're in, Casey, because ultimately how you play through the season only affects your ability to get into the tournament, but that's it. So if you're truly trying to come up with who was the best golfer on the year in a year-long fashion, this tournament format does not answer that. I don't necessarily think that the stroke lead thing does it either, but it's kind of a weird, like, you should probably have the like points total winner and like the final tournament winner. And there's, you know, something to that extent. I don't know what the solution is, and I don't think anybody does. Lob shot, by the way? Okay. Should be match play, Troy? That could be fun. Yeah, if you're talking playoffs, Casey, then yeah, having some sort of match play bracket could be a fun way to do it. Although 30 player, I mean, you'd have to give like the first 2 a bye so that you have even matchups down. Like the first 2 get like 2 rounds worth of buys or something, or some way that you set it up that like how you score during the year gets you in and also betters your seeding, and then you play like a tournament, a 4-round stroke play tournament at the end after the playoffs. Like I don't know what makes the most sense for golf. Obviously, stroke play is the common format, but I do like good match play stuff. Might lose all the favorites early. That's true. There is risk on that. There's no way to come back. Because golf is a weird thing where the underdog story is... The underdog story is good and all, but it's definitely not the same as in other sports. Yeah, I feel like with golf, people just... Oh, that is very firm. Jeez, okay. Noted. Noted. But people, yeah, just want their favorites in all the time. I think because a lot of times, it's because it's an individual sport. It's not necessarily like, okay, team is guaranteed to be there. Right. Well, I think Austin, it depends on what your ultimate goal of the end of the season for PGA is to declare, right? Is it the best player all season long, or is it just the winner of the final tournament? Nice putt. Nice putt. That looked a little awkward on the animation there. Okay, so I just have to play for way more. I'm gonna go for it, by the way. Just because it's like the mega firm. But it's very firm on the greens. This guy's gonna be named Player of the Year, so Tour Championship is something different, in your opinion. Well, yeah, I think as long as, like, because Player of the Year still has a big monetary compensation with it too, right? It's not like he's getting knocked of that because he's not necessarily going to win the final tournament of the year. I just think it's hard with golf because it's like you get in the top 30 and then anybody has a chance at it, but I don't know. I would love the match play, but I know that, yeah, networks are probably never really going to want that to happen. Defaults are rock hard firm. Yeah, they are. They are. The greens are like moderate, but it's like extremely firm, if I remember correctly. I don't know if it... I don't think there's a way to check it. Check the defaults. I think you used to be able to. I think you used to be able to look up course defaults from the pause menu in old games. Now, I don't watch NASCAR, but I do know that over the years with that, I don't know if anybody here is familiar with it, but haven't they also tried like a bunch of different things for making the end of the season more interesting? I think they've even gone so much as like making weird, like, if you're leading at a certain point in the race, they'll be like getting FedEx Cup points for being like the 18, 36, or 54 hole leader. Well, that was a putt by Virtue. That was close. All right, so 130s. Slow. Dang. On 30s is not much, but it just breaks a little bit there. A little bit more there than I'm planning for. But this will be good to, you know, get my eyes adjusted. I haven't had to putt up until this point, I don't believe. Because what was the thing last year? Scotty won, but Morikawa shot 2 under like 2 strokes better than Scotty did, but because of Scotty's stroke advantage, he won the overall tournament. Because the stroke thing, it makes sense to a degree, but it also is a weird thing because when you think about it, like, you get outplayed in a tournament, but you still win because you've had that bonus set of strokes all season. I mean, I get why they keep changing it and why it's hard to just settle in on one solution, because I don't think it's a clear-cut answer as to what the best option is. All I know is I don't think I've watched the Tour Championship, like, at all. I watched the majors. I love the players. Scottsdale and some other ones. I try and watch Pebble Beach if I can. For whatever reason, I don't know if it's just East Lake or, like, not really feeling like stuff at the end matters all too much. But I have not really partook. That is quite open. Should be a mostly uphill putt pin high there. My bad, though. This doesn't look like a fun putt. 49 feet, big left to right. Been to the championship 4 times, one of your favorite tournaments to watch. Not going this year, but excited to see Scotty hopefully win it all. So Austin, you're down in that Georgia area, I would imagine, or just somewhere down south that it's not too crazy out of the way to get to? I've never been to a PGA. North Florida, okay. So, yeah, close enough. I've never been to a PGA tournament. But that's also because I'm from Pennsylvania and we don't get a ton of golf up here. Guy I know in our development went out to one of the practice days at Oakmont this year. We were on a cruise, but I'm gonna go to the PGA next year because it's near Philly, so that'll be fun. I know the PGA is not the most whatever of the tournaments, like, obviously, but still think it'll be a good experience. How's the weather where I live, Brendan? Well, we finally have been starting to get some rain again, which is nice. It's been like highs in the low 70s, or not low 70s. It's supposed to jump back up to like 80, but we went on a walk after dinner tonight, and it was actually kind of cool. Like, I was wearing shorts and a t-shirt. Like, I could have definitely thought about throwing on like a long sleeve shirt. The first day, it's like started to feel a little bit more like fall. It'll start getting warmer here for a little bit, but it's been pretty nice. It was very dry lately. Hey, Sandgroper, how are you doing? You went to Quail Hollow one year to see couples. All the big names will be there. Live near Innisbrook. That course is fun to watch, but playing is brutal. Well, even in this game, like, I would say that of official courses, Innisbrook definitely has like a trickier layout. Some of those, like the one par 5 that's like way up the hill and back over and stuff, that one's got some teeth. Some guys dress up in their golf gear, follow groups. These guys wear golf shoes, knee braces. It's hilarious. I mean, I'll end up wearing golf shorts and a polo. The one thing I need to make sure, I need to come back with like a hat or something. Gotta come back with some piece of merch. I don't know if it makes sense to... Like, I don't know if a shirt makes more sense or a hat, but I feel like I gotta get some sort of merch from the major. The fairway bounce. That's what I'm talking about. The extremely firm fairway bounce versus the extremely firm green bounce. It's different. Just hits different. Your cousin got to go to the Masters the past 2 years? Help set up their security systems and you're always jealous? Try to get you a ticket to go. So I'm jealous because my cousin and whatever, my like mom's cousin's husband, something to that effect. He's a PGA pro. He's been going to the Masters for years now to work it. Overswung it. It's gonna miss high now. Yep. Ah, the vibration, man. I just gotta I gotta stop doing it. I gotta take it back. I read it right. I gotta take it back. Slower. Or take it back, reset it, and then take it. I gotta stop trying to one-shot the putts because I end up waiting for the vibration. Can't help myself. I wish that in ranked playlists that you could toggle, like, there are open settings that you could toggle. I wish it wasn't fully locked. Like, I don't get why playing on this, why I'm locked to, you know, vibration or whatever. Like, just have it where, like, your difficulty is capped. Anything that makes it harder on a particular setting, allow it to go higher than, you know. I think that's something that makes sense. I don't know if it's anything they'll ever implement, just because it's more complex on their end, but... Masters and US Open for you in the 2000s to watch Tiger? Oh man, that's sick. That's sick. Yeah, I don't know. Obviously it's a lottery system to begin with, but I don't even try to enter the Masters ones because I know that I can't go. That spins? Here I am thinking that that's gonna skirt out there a little bit more. I don't know if I probably like looked at the side hill lie and thought it like played it as if it was gonna add the distance. That was lazy attempt. That's my bad. That's my bad. Exact outfit each day. Back then they would sell Tiger t-shirts a couple weeks before the event. Yeah, it doesn't even matter where I put John. John makes putts. I'm missing them, but everybody that I play with is gonna show why they're better putters than I am. It's funny. I think I don't know if they're joking at this point or if they're serious about it, but I think there is somebody in Discord that gets a little bit annoyed at the fact that I say that I'm a bad putter, but finish well in True Sim. It's like the two can be true. I can finish well and be a bad putter. The grids are on, that's why I'm like, I mean, to be fair, I made the correct read on the last one. I just didn't hit the input. I don't know. I think it's mixing. I've been there before. That's a horrible spot. I think I was actually closer than this when we played St. Andrews before. But I think it's confusing scoring with putting. You can still score very well with not great putting. Oh, wow. You know, it all comes back to, like, proximity and greens and regulation and everything. Like, you can score well without having a good putting day, but to be at the very top, you have to have good putting as well. Yeah, what's going on, Matt? How are we doing tonight? Oof. Twas close. Twas close. GG's? GG's? Yeah, I let myself with the putting get extra things in my head when we're playing with vibration. Not too well. I'm sorry to hear that, man. Yeah, I can't tell if matchmaking in 2K game, like in the PGA 2K games, because it's not just this one. I can't tell if the matchmaking is bad or it's because of the number of people queuing in matchmaking that the pairings end up the way that they do. I mean, part of this could be because I only have 2 placement matches done. I just don't play. Like, I could be tanking it so hard that it doesn't know what to do. But on the flip side, if they had the... You lost almost 100 points for the last match where they rage quit. That's rude, John. Yeah, because we were up 3. I don't even think that it counted. I don't think the rage quit one even counted, right? Because I have 2 of 5. Because I had the match with JB, and then that's the second one. So the one that they rage quit, it's not even counting as a placement completion. And it counted probably as a loss for you. Goes by lowest ranked partner. I feel like it should go by an average or by the highest, and then like have enough calculation, because I'm just thinking about like with Rocket League, like even if I was playing, like say I'm unranked but I'm playing with like an upper diamond to champ level person, it should have a calculation of like what you contributed, right? Something with average proximity, greens and regulation, like putts made. You know, they should, I feel like you should have like a series of things that it's considering to like what you brought to the table in your match. Yeah, so when it's when it's comparing against another team that's like higher ranked. I don't know. I feel like it should have a better idea of how well you as an individual did in that matchup. Because if you do nothing, you know, then it puts you lower and you're not just gonna get placed into something high. But they probably just don't have a good calculation for it, and so they always go low so that you don't get overplaced and have to drop. Yeah, you get underplaced and have to grind. Yeah, what's going on, Chewy? I've been well. Family's been well. Thank you for asking. How about yourself? Only complaint is that we've got to play ranked tonight because we didn't play well last week in the playoffs and got kicked out. And then I guess also because I'm gonna, I think, lose. I think we're gonna lose True Sim Tour Championship on countback because I'm an idiot. I drove a drivable par 4, got into a bad spot, and instead of playing for par, I played for birdie and ended up with double bogey. So, you know, the usual. But the fact that we're kind of always flirting with wins in True Sim, you know, I'd rather that than just never be close. Town is being flooded at the moment? You guys are getting that much rain? Jeez, we finally got some rain, but it's definitely been dry here. All right, put the pressure on. Hey, Alexander, I'm having a good day. How about yourself? 30 hours of continuous rain and counting. Jeez. Well, stay safe, because that's no joke. That is no joke. I'm trying to think, like, I know Arizona has monsoon season, which I think we're kind of close to that time of year. I think it's in like July or August. I want to say August. I think it's monsoon season now. Does Australia have anything of similar nature? Like, is this like a... I'm not going to say that the 30 hours worth of it is necessarily common, but is this time of year like a normal thing to have pretty good amount of rain? Because I'm trying to think, you guys are... I mean, you guys are coming out of winter right now? Is that how that works? Smashed it, and I don't think I even read it enough. Like 4% over on that putt, and I'm still under. I'm so sorry, John. So you're a consistent viewer, Darby? I mean, you're here enough that I see your name and I'm instantly familiar, so I would say so. East Coast gets flooded every few years. Top end of Australia, Darwin has 6 months dry, 6 months wet. They don't have winter. Okay. So I'm trying, so forgive me if my knowledge of Australian geography is not the best. So you've got Perth out west, right? Like kind of southwest-ish. The middle is pretty barren, right? Like there's some small stuff out there, but there's not like a ton, right? And then out east is like the Gold Coast and stuff, I think. And that's where the majority of Australian population is. Something to that effect. Use the range on this game? Not really. Not really. I mean, if I'm like really trying to work on something with the swing, then maybe I'll go to like a practice facility, but for the most part, I'll just play some sort of society to warm up. 90% of the population is on the coast, yeah. But it's like mostly East Coast, right? I think Perth is basically the only thing out west. As far as like big cities, at least that I'm familiar with. Is Adelaide's not out that way too, or is Adelaide east? I know Sydney is east. Sydney, Gold Coast. There's probably some other stuff that I'm blanking on right now. Yeah, what's going on, Fronto? East Coast says Melbourne, Sydney, Brisbane. Adelaide is south. Okay. How can you get better? I guess it depends on what you're struggling with. Is your issue being able to judge the wind and the elevation? Is your issue input consistency? You know, putting, there are a lot of ways that you can get better. I firmly believe that they're, you know, all a bit related. These are such quick. Nice. Good putt, Colby. Good putt, good putt. So I would say, Alex, the first thing with getting better, like as far as like input consistency, that's try both sticks, try both thumbs, see what's the most consistent, and try and have the same grip and posture every single time, because that's going to reduce variables and you'll at least be able to swing more consistently, learn your miss, and then try and like switch your feel up from there to get better. General rule of thumb for elevation is every 3 feet of elevation change, take off, make a yardage, a 1 yard adjustment. So if the shot is 15 feet uphill, your shot's going to carry 5 yards less. Conversely, if it's downhill, 5 yards more. With time, you'll learn that there's some caveats to it, like the longer the shot is, like the more effect there is, and the wedges are affected less. That's always a good rule of thumb for elevation. With wind, tailwind is like 80% of tailwind. So like if it's 10 mile an hour wind, it's gonna carry like an extra 8 yards. It caps at like 12 though, so if you have like a 20 mile an hour tailwind, it's only gonna carry 12 extra yards unless it's like your driver or 3-wood. Headwind though plays like 1.5 times, so if it's 10 mile an hour headwind, you're gonna lose 15 yards. The two of those, like, that should help you dial distances a lot better. So like if you hear me going through and saying, okay, 216, this is uphill 7, so it's gonna carry like 209. The wind, if I land it into this, it's gonna bounce and then roll. It's on a down slope. I'm gonna try and play this. It's probably going to... Probably gonna kick too much to the right here. I'm trying to land into the upslope here, kick it over, and then roll it down and, you know, have it settle out around pin high if I can. So it's a longer putt, but this is probably the best we can do, because if you try and go in with more club there, it's gonna land and just run out the back of the green. What's going on, Schnorkin? Tried sticks, couldn't do it, so your keyboard and mouse all the way? I mean, whatever you can find the most consistency with. You know, if you can find consistency with keyboard and mouse, go for it. I just prefer the way that the joystick feels for a golf game. Yeah, obviously keyboard and mouse in this, like, you could still play it without being 3-click. 3-click is definitely not my preferred method. But the whole arm swing just doesn't feel as golf to me. Nice putt. Nice putt, nice putt. Hey, what's going on, Hockey? Analog Joy was a revelation. I thoroughly enjoy. I thoroughly enjoy stick. Let's see here. So 328 carry with the power. Yeah, we can't get that. So what I'm gonna do is play a nice and simple choked hybrid. Just try and get John out to a nice wedge number in the fairway. I think that should be right around 100 yards, 105. I would say that's not a good kick. Oh man. I would say, Alex, just like also general piece of advice. I don't know if you do it or not, but course management is a very big thing. So, you know, instead of being aggressive, unless you're like super confident in it and are very good with it, like I try and avoid pitch shots. I try and avoid being like that 30 to 80 yard range, even 30 to 90. Like I try and be at like 100 to 140, like laying up to a wedge. Obviously I can do that with a high degree of confidence most of the time, just trusting my ability to read the winds and lies and elevation and everything and get a good strike on it. So you kind of have to weigh your consistency in different parts of your game with how you determine that, but laying up to numbers, I think, is a very, very good thing to do. So you start using the spinner? I don't like it because I like the spinner in theory because it has a lot of bite. My issue with it is trying to accurately hit a partial shot. Right, so like trying to hit exactly 91%, and if I miss it at 93, like I'm bouncing and I'm going further, and if I'm hitting 100% swing with a full wedge, I know I'm not getting that couple percent variance. At worst, I'm getting 1% variance because I hit 101 instead of 100. So that's at least my thought process with that. Yeah, I mean, that all comes down to personal preference and like knowing what you are or are not good at. Hey Gustavo, this is on pro because this is ranked. So regular ranked, unfortunately, is only on pro. I wish there was a separate master playlist. What's going on, Mr. Fister? I like hybrids. I have a 3-wood and a 3 hybrid in the bag. I just like having the little bit more loft from the 3 hybrid over the 2 iron, personally. I haven't messed with anything other than the 3-wood. I've never put like a 5-wood or a 7-wood or anything in to really test. To be fair, I just put the 3 hybrid in because I used the 3 hybrid in the last game, so it was familiar to me. Aim for the middle of the green. I mean, this is a video game. You can definitely be more aggressive than that, but yeah, I mean, still playing within yourself, I think, is just a generally good thing. So I'm gonna do this. It's slightly below the feet. It's out. It's gonna cut. I'm trying to hit it like up into this slope and then kick it back. This is definitely not playing within oneself. This is just... that's a rock. That plays as a rock. It's not just like a textured thing. I was trying to play it in there for a softer landing. That's the opposite of a soft landing. Big gap between 5-wood and 4 iron. Too lazy to change it. I go driver 3-wood, 3 hybrid, 3 iron to try and or 3 hybrid, 4 iron to try and limit my gaps. I think having big gaps at the top is more reasonable though. Like I go 240 to 216. The choked 3 hybrid goes down to 229, so it's a 13-yard gap. So that's the only time where like I might have to like partial. But most of the time my game plan is to be so far down there off the tee with 99 power on the driver, like have more power at the top end so that I can get away from that gap. So I really only have to deal with it every once in a while. Can never take breaks from the game and come back good right away. I haven't taken substantial breaks, Aiden. I've only ever had like a week off. And fortunately, the week off has been okay. But yeah, I'd be curious to see like taking an extended break, how we're gonna be. Because like we've got another kid coming in March, and so I don't know what content is going to look like. It's definitely not going to be streams for a while. But I don't know what content's going to look like through then. I don't know how much golf I'm going to play. Chip with just a 60? Not just a, I mean, for the most part. Every once in a while, if I like have like a lot of green to work with and it's not crazy slopes, like I might try and run out something a little bit longer, but for the most part, I'm just playing with a 60 degree if I am chipping it. If I'm like right on the fringe or just barely into the fairway, and the green's not crazy, I'm pretty well putting it. Can't swing a real club 2 on your 60s now? So this game is as close as you can get until your hands start shaking, can't hold the mouse? I'm jealous. I'm jealous because I'm past your 40 years ago. I'm at your 30 years ago, and I get to swing golf clubs maybe once a week if I'm lucky. Ever use bump and run? No. I don't. I use bump and run only on the one club challenge for the Barstool challenges. 62 is the way to go. 62 would probably be a smart thing to have. I just have the 60 degree. I have 60, 50, 650. But 62 would probably be a smart thing. But yeah, at this point, I'm just stuck in my ways. I'm not going to change it. All right. So we're going to... Carpals off from all the 30 different shot types. There's so many to cycle through and so many that I never use. There's definitely the shots that you're comfortable with and know that they work. All right. We still got plenty of golf to go. I greatly appreciate everyone hanging out. Hopefully everybody's getting their drops. Thank you so much for being here. Again, we're gonna be going for a little while longer. If you are interested in playing duos, I'm gonna drop the room code into the chat, into the chats, so anybody can queue up. If you don't get in, let me know and we can try and cycle people through. But we're gonna take a quick 3-minute break here to get rid of pre-rolls. So everybody just sit back, relax, or go grab a snack, grab a drink, go to the bathroom, do what you gotta do, and we'll be back here in 3 minutes. BRB.
It's raining.
Ads. Alright, we're back. Luke is a total hacker, by the way. You know, because it's... Well, you don't want to fess up to hacking, man. Alright, people, now everybody knows we're cheating. Great. What's going on, guy? How you doing, dude? Welcome back, sir. Man, I'm so disappointed in myself yesterday. So I posted in the Discord what happened. Shorkin! Get in there. A little bit of Bezos bucks. Thank you very much for the Prime sub. Hope you enjoy your faces. Alright, let's get after it, Schnorkin. Let's do it. Show them who's boss. But yeah, so yesterday we played Jedi Fallen Order for the first time. So if you're interested in that, we're starting that playthrough. We'll be playing more tomorrow. YouTube was complaining to me on one stream. Fronto King, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Jake, how we doing? Hello, hello. So yeah, we started playing Jedi Fallen Order. Now the difference is I play this on PlayStation, so everything runs through the capture card, easy peasy on the computer. I got Jedi Survivor on PC, which makes things a little more complicated because we've got 3 streams going, and the game, everything trying to process. So I had to turn enhanced broadcasting off, which means that I'm not transcoding anything. I'm allowing Twitch to do it, which is normally a good thing, but it's more just so it's more of a guarantee that we're gonna have quality options, because we're not guaranteed it because we're not partnered. In doing so, I guess it like automatically toggled the bitrate down from 6K, which is where it's normally at, to 2500. So we were putting out like 2.5 times less bitrate almost than we should. So the stream was looking a little grainy. I didn't notice it exactly. I thought that like the OBS preview maybe looked a little bit off, but nobody said anything. And then when I went to the YouTube connections, like I was dropping no frames. I guess I didn't clock the bitrate in the bottom of OBS. But the vertical stream didn't complain about it. Maybe because it's vertical, it doesn't like flag the bitrate as much because of like the normal screens that are being played on. I'm like, okay. Well, the regular YouTube stream was like, you're putting out like 2600 bitrate or something, because it's 2500 plus the audio bitrate, whatever, if we're being technical. And I was like, like I'm thinking it's a network issue, something with OBS, because we're doing all of the encoding and everything. I realized today when I went to run like a stress test at lunch, like toggle everything to, private and whatever. Freaking thing, when I unclicked enhanced broadcasting, I think it just dropped the bitrate down to 2500 and I didn't catch it. So it's like fully fixable in the moment, just didn't know to look for it. So going forward, all of the Jedi Survivor streams should look a little bit better. I know I was playing on medium graphics, but I was like, I don't think the medium graphics look that bad, but like everything just looked way grainier than it should have been. That's just because it didn't have enough bitrate. So hopefully that should be fixed for tomorrow, and obviously going forward the rest of the streams for that game. But yeah, that was fun. That was real money. Hold on. I closed it. I actually think if we hit that straight, that may be good. Baffled. Thank you for the super chat. I gotta do translation. Thank you for the basically $5. Appreciate it. It sounds a lot more when it's in other currency, that's for certain. But thank you for the super chat, man. The Conjuring Can't Sleep Now. I'm not a horror movie guy. I've never seen The Conjuring or really many horror movies. There's only a couple that I've seen over the years. I think the last one was probably back in high school. Love your channel. I appreciate that, Jake. Glad you enjoy. It's bumpy, but I'm gonna send it. Try and give ourselves as good a chance as we can on the par 5 here. Man, yeah, I'm not a horror person. So, funny enough, so I don't play horror games. I've watched some people play horror games. There's definitely something to be said about being like a degree of separation from playing it. Like watching somebody else play a horror game, definitely not as scary playing it yourself. Dead Space is the only horror game that I've ever played, which I guess is survival horror. I guess is the technical like category for it. fantastic game. I thought the story was great, very good. I don't enjoy, though, the feeling of being stressed the entire time. More so, I only played Dead Space because I didn't know it was a survival horror game. You may say, well, didn't you see the floating hand on the cover of the game? To which I will say, the only thing, when I saw the cover of the game, I saw it cropped as a square. So I didn't see that the hand was disconnected floating in space. I just thought it was a hand reaching up and it said Dead Space across the top. So that was my mistake. And I played that game back in 2016 on stream. It was one of the first variety games I shot. One of the first variety games that I played on the channel. We played, because when I started streaming, we played our first playthrough of Dark Souls. That was the first thing I ever streamed. Once we finished that, we played Soul Level 1, so we played through Dark Souls again on the lowest level without leveling, and followed it up with somebody donated for me to buy the DLC. So I played through the DLC for the first time ever on Soul Level 1. So Dark Souls fans, you will understand what that was like. 2016 playing, you know, Artorias and Calamite and Manus and everything. Soul Level 1 for the first time. And then we played through Dark Souls 2 and 3, and I think in there, like, I played Mirror's Edge, and I played Dead Space. Like, those were some of the first variety games. I don't remember the sequence. I think I could probably go back and figure it out. All that, and I still am just somehow always missing low. Feels bad, man. Stresses putting a 5-foot sidewinder. 5-foot sidewinder hockey. Add to it when you have no green grid and no scout cam, and you're just like staring at this slope going, this is gonna suck. I mean, if you're talking real life, you know, 5-foot sidewinder also sucks, but if we're talking the game, take the grids off and it's even worse. Tried to play Resident Evil Biohazard, PSVR 2, but it was too scary, like really creepy. Oh, playing horror in VR, yeah, that's even worse. Our games up until the last 2-ish years, your favorite was probably Outlast in the harder settings, heart beating the whole time. I remember Outlast, I never really watched it, but I do remember that one being one of the, I guess, more respected or more liked ones. Ooh, that fed nicely. Any Assassin's Creeds? So I have played Assassin's Creed 1, 2, Revelations, 3, and Unity. I think those are all the ones that I've played. I haven't played any others. There was a stretch there where they were coming out like every year, and that's when I stopped. I heard Black Flag was good, and then I think they started to get good again when they went to like some of the open world ones and weren't releasing them as frequently, but I just kind of have fallen out of them. But I love the old, like, Assassin's Creed 2. If Assassin's Creed 2 had like the updated free running physics and mechanics and everything, oh, he's so good. He's so good. There we go. There we go. Favorite game of all time? Probably Dark Souls 3. I love Dark Souls 1, and like Elden Ring is great. I just haven't played as much Elden Ring. I love Dark Souls 3 and Dark Souls 1. Those two games are so much fun. I think Dark Souls 3 just holds up better. But those games, like, oh, what I would give to like have no memory of those games and play them for the first time. But also like, not just that, but like wipe away my gaming memory of the past number of years as far as like being good at Souls-like games. That lie sucks. But like get rid of my Souls-like knowledge and let me replay Dark Souls 1 or 3 for the first time knowing nothing. So good. So good. Check what Summer Games Done Quick happens this year. Electric Speedrun event. I don't watch too much of GDQ or SGDQ or AGDQ. I guess GDQ as a whole is not really an individual event. Although I did go and sit in on a little bit of GDQ Express at TwitchCon the one year. It's neat. I love the Super Monkey Ball runs, which I know is like super random, but I think that those runs are crazy. I've tried to play Super Monkey Ball. I bought one for the Switch because of having never played them and seen the speedruns and stuff. They're tough. Like the skips and stuff that they do in those are pretty crazy. But it's fun to watch like certain games that you know. I think if I had like, I don't know, maybe I should try and just watch more of GDQ stuff. I just like never got into like actually like just be like, you know what, I'm gonna watch GDQ. I've like tuned in if I know a run, like I know a runner or know a game sometimes, but I haven't really watched it in a long time. The Red Dead weather system, I have never played a Red Dead game. At this point, I don't really play the like crazy long games because of the time commitment. Just kind of trying to hammer it because there's a little bit of wiggle on both sides. Favorite movie? I'm really terrible at favorites. I would say favorite like comedy. I think my favorite overall, but favorite definitely comedy is Monty Python and the Holy Grail. I think if I had to put another movie up there for choice, Dark Knight. Love Dark Knight. My favorite player, Jake? Probably Tiger. I think it's hard to pick anyone different that's just, you know, growing up with him. You know, I like a lot of players. I like more like there's only a handful that I really dislike. Probably a bunch of them in different tours. I like most guys. It's kind of the same way with like F1 and stuff. Probably easier to tell you drivers that I don't like rather than ones that I do, but I think Tiger's got to be at the top. Tin Cup, I've never seen it. Golf movies, I've only seen Happy Gilmore. I have not seen any of the other golf movies. That's Tin Cup, Caddyshack, yeah, you name it. There's probably a bunch that I don't even know. I really think that these are gonna have some like extra right to left spin on them, and I don't know why they don't. That still works out though. Hit your first Ace Patrot, John. I have 0 Since 2K21, 2,300. I have like 2,700 hours or 2,650 or something across these games since 2K21. I've never hit an Ace Atros. I've come close a couple of times. We hit the stick a few weeks ago. Never had one. Close a couple of occasions. Never had one. Part of my problem is I don't play enough of the easy courses to have like a ton of opportunities for them. I don't know what happened there. I don't know what that was. Emo had one this morning, really? That's his first or second, I forget. Dark Knight's your favorite movie? I love Dark Knight. It's so good. It's so good. Trying to remember. My wife and I have been getting into watching movies quite a bit more. Because it's like something easy that the two of us can do together. Just like sit down and watch. I will say, looking back through some of the movies that we've watched recently, so like I didn't watch like a crazy ton of movies growing up, so there are a lot of like classics and stuff that I haven't watched. I'm not saying that these are like greatest movies or favorite movies, but like very, very good movies. Jurassic Park, like OG Jurassic Park, I think is a fantastic film. We just watched Gladiator, like the original Gladiator. That movie is very, very good too. I know that this is not like necessarily a revelation. I thought that those were fantastic films. Sinners was very good. We went and saw that in theaters. Thoroughly enjoyed Sinners. I also went into that one not really knowing what the movie was, which I think added to it. Watch movies on the plane when you travel. So we watch Friday, Saturday, and Sunday night. For the most part, we've got time to watch movies. So on the weekend, my wife and I will watch like 2 or 3 movies, unless we've got like a show going on. Right now we're in between shows. Like we'll watch like Hell's Kitchen and that sort of thing when it comes back around. We like Shark Tank and stuff, so like when we've got TV shows going, we lose one night, but movies are something we don't have to leave the house unless we want to go to the movie theater to see something new. We don't have to leave the house to watch it. Our son goes to bed, and then we've got the night to like just relax and watch a movie together. So we've been adding to our watch list. We just keep a running list on IMDb. We just recently went through and looked at the Academy, or like looked at the Oscar for Best Picture from the beginning till now, and just added a bunch of movies that we had never seen on it, because like it's one of those things that we've just missed movies over the years and feel like we should watch them. T-Sings, thank you for the follow. New seasons on Dexter lately? I never watched Dexter. We're waiting for... Trying to think like drama TV shows that we you just watched Jaws. Like Jaws is on our list. I've never seen it, but we have Jaws on our list. Replace the movies with Severance. I think we are gonna watch Severance at some point. Because so we're F1 fans, and ESPN is losing F1, so we're going to have to get Apple TV for F1 next season. And so we will probably watch Severance because we will have Apple TV. But as far as like ongoing TV shows that we're watching, I mean, House of the Dragon, we're waiting for the new season. We're going to have to wait a while for it, but Shogun season 2, I'm very curious where they go with that. If you have not watched Shogun, I will have to put that up there as one of the best shows I think I've ever watched. I absolutely loved Shogun. Absolutely loved it. What's going on, Feel My Flame? Ken Dog, what's going on? Ever watched Lost? So Lost is in a weird spot for me. I was pretty young when it started coming out, but I think I watched like the first season or two when it came out, and then I like missed a few seasons because my mom was watching it, and then I watched the final season. So like now to go back, it's like I kind of want to, but I also know how it starts and how it ends. You'd like to play next, Alex? All right, yeah, I'll get you in on the next one then. We'll swap out. So I'm like at a really weird point with Lost just because I've kind of seen a good chunk of it. New Alien Earth is super good. I'm not a horror guy, but I want to watch it in the sense that like it looks like it should be really good and high production value, but I'm not a horror person. From the Lost creators? Okay. Shogun or Showgirls? Shogun. Shogun. Like set in old old school Japan. Was that F1 movie with Tom Cruise come out? Okay, there was an F1 movie with Brad Pitt that came out. And there was Mission Impossible Final Reckoning with Tom Cruise. They came out around the same time. F1 movies in theaters. I don't know when it hits streaming services. I went and saw that in IMAX. Very good. Very, very good. Ken, thank you for the follow. More sci-fi than horror. I know, but they show that the trailers look horror-y. I've never seen any of the alien stuff. I think I could go back and watch like the old... I think I could go back and watch like the old Alien like movies and stuff. I think we have... Actually, I don't think my wife and I have Predator on the list. My wife's not a big fan of Arnold. I love him. I just watched Kindergarten Cop the other week because my wife went to bed early, but it was like not enough time to do it. I was like, I'm gonna sit down and watch an Arnold film because I think he's funny. I haven't seen the OG Dexter. Probably enjoy it. Season 1 to 4. I know. I've heard that the ending is terrible, and it's like it scares me to watch it now. It's like the same way that like watching Game of Thrones was great, but recommending to somebody to watch Game of Thrones knowing how it ends is like a... It's not a tumor. It's not. I always... the quote that I use the most is no more whining, no more complaining, no more going to the bathroom. There is no bathroom. That's the one I have. I feel like it's... I don't know how known of it. It actually is. It's not a bad movie. It's a solid... I think it's a solid movie. I can understand like if you don't like Arnold, like why you may dislike it, but I'll say it was a little bit like unexpected. There's definitely, you got enough plot to it. It's not a bad Arnold impression, thanks. It's worth it. I'd have to convince my wife. That's the thing, because I spend my free time during the weeks, during the weeknights, playing games and streaming. On the weekends, I watch movies and shows with my wife. So like, I don't really have time to watch shows on my own, so I watch stuff with her. So like, I had to give up watching. Oh, nice putt. I had to give up watching I passed on The Bear just to let her watch it because I was like, I don't know when we're gonna get to this. I can't convince her to watch Breaking Bad. How to good. Yeah, that part was funny too. What's going on, Stash? Yeah, I've seen a bunch of like Arnold quotes. I've seen a bunch of quotes, like highlight stuff. How does that get? It said 1 mile an hour. That's not 1 mile an hour. Seen a bunch of like the Arnold one-liner like compilation stuff, and they're hilarious. So I was just looking for an Arnold comedy to watch. I haven't seen True Lies. I've seen, I think the only other one. What's the one where he goes to space? Lady with the 3 boobs. Total Recall. I think Total Recall is the only other Arnold film. We've got the Terminator movies on our list because I know those are like highly rated. I know it's probably shocking that I haven't watched a ton of these movies, but like for context, I didn't watch Star Wars until I was in college, and I didn't watch Lord of the Rings until the last 5 years. So like that's what we're working with. Just watched True Lies the other night. I'll have to keep that one in mind when I have a random night, because it was like normally a night where my wife and I would watch a movie, but she wasn't feeling great or was tired and wanted to go to bed early, so I had the opportunity. So next time I have a chance, maybe I'll have to fire up True Lies. But yeah, so with the convincing my wife, so that's I'd have to convince her on Dexter. I don't know if that is something that interests her, but I can't get her to watch Breaking Bad. I watched all of Breaking Bad, and I still haven't watched Better Call Saul because my wife hasn't watched Breaking Bad and thereby will not watch Better Call Saul. She says, just watch it on your own. I'm like, well, with what time? I'm not going to cancel stream to be like, sorry guys, I'm not going to stream tonight. I'm working through Better Call Saul. Like, that's just not how life works. And I'd still like to sleep, so... Hey, fairway and regulation. You can watch Better Call Saul first. I still don't think that's going to get me to be able to convince her to watch Map. Because I guess it is prequel to, like, running alongside Breaking Bad. But yeah, I loved... You know, funny enough, I watched Breaking Bad with my mom. Because I think that was like my senior year of high school or something. And, you know, so I'm at home, or it was either senior year of high school or it was like a summer that I was home from college. I think it was the first year I was home from college, and I was working for like my high school's, or the school district I went to's IT department, just for experience in a job over the summer. Ironically, it was it's IT experience, and I'm in software dev, but whatever. It was a job to work over the summer, something to throw in a resume. So I was home during the summer. So we ended up. My mom wanted to watch it. We binged through it. We both loved it. My Condor Samume, I am not ranked. I don't play ranked. So these are still my. I think this is my like last placement match. What's going on, Wannasie? Bubba or Rory? Alright. I'd probably have to pick Rory. But I also didn't watch enough when Bubba was in his prime to be able to pick him, so for me it's not really a fair comparison. Full 6 seasons of The Sopranos. Yeah, I've never watched The Sopranos. I've missed out on a lot of TV and movies. Probably because I choose games instead. But it is what it is. It's kind of in the same vein that, like, I think we were talking about it a little bit 2 days ago with, like, I've never been a reader. right? So like in the same token that I'm not one that's watched a lot of movies and shows and I'm playing catch up, I haven't read books. I read the Magic Tree House, like the first 30 of them, I think. I read like the Series of Unfortunate Events. Outside of that, I really don't. I didn't read Harry Potter when I was a kid. I watched the movies and stuff, but I didn't, And now we're like years later. I've never read stuff, so I'm trying to get into reading to a certain extent, like while mowing, doing mindless activities, something to preoccupy one part of my brain where I don't have to think and I can just focus. So like while I was painting, emptying the dishwasher, those sorts of things started. So I listened to The Hobbit because I just watched the Hobbit trilogy with my wife for the first time recently. I know it's a kid's book, but I listened to that. Now I'm like halfway, maybe a little more than halfway through Fellowship of the Ring. Sticking with stuff I know I'm gonna like. But it's like I'm testing the waters. Never watched The Sopranos, but someone showed you the scene where they try to shake down Starbucks, and that might convince you to watch it. This will be good. Landing in the rough always takes a bunch out of it. Deadwood series was awesome. Movie was crazy disappointing. I don't know anything about it. Black Mirror I feel like I've heard of, but I don't know anything about that either. Day job, I'm a software developer. GG's. Little 5-4 action. Used to call them programmers back in the day. Software developer, programmer, or whatever you want to call it. My last job, their title was software engineer. I guess because there was hardware involved in that job. Like we deployed onto like a physical device. So I guess that's why they classified it as software engineer. Now I'm a lead software developer. Nice! Bogey 2, boys. Let's go. Let's go, Bogey 2. Yeah, what's going on, Defender? Thank you for the follow. All right, Alex. Let me drop the room code for you. And we'll get running with it. That's how you started? Yeah, I was a software engineer out of college, just like a basic one, whatever, and then we've worked our way. I got a new job, was a what do you call it? Senior, and then lead as of like a year ago. Almost. But I think it was funny because I started this job as a senior software developer, and I was 25 years old, and so the one guy on my team was like, "Oh, they're really just throwing out the senior to anybody these days." I was like, "I don't know, man." Now I was a lead by 30, so I'm like, you ended up in sales? No, I refuse to go the management route. I refuse to go the sales route. I'm gonna sit and solve problems all day long until I can't. That's my happy place. Keep me out of meetings and management, and let me just think about solving code problems. Think you're getting off? All right, Zayden. Good seeing you, man. Have a good night. See how you do? No pressure. There is literally no pressure. I'm in bogey, so you know. I don't think we're gonna get like queued up against the highest of opponents anyway. Hardware and software. Yeah, very fortunately, I don't have to deal with hardware anymore. We use a lot of AWS stuff. Early on, we had a couple of things. I guess we technically still have it running, but it's on a product that's kind of barely used and is hopefully getting sunset at some point. That's on like our physical network that we had to like freaking SSH into and deploy the code that way. You like copy the file onto it, copy the cron job and let it run. We run so much, pretty much all of our stuff is in AWS, so just like not having to worry about physical servers and infrastructure and everything, just spin up containers as needed. Tis a much nicer way to play. Oh. I guess I overhit that by like 3% technically, because that transition wasn't good. All right, I can't say that I'm necessarily concerned about these guys. I may have spoken too soon. Hate debugging your own typos. Been there, done that. Are you even in software if you haven't had to debug your own typos? I remember when I was on my first, like I had a co-op. So it was like basically an extended internship. It was like my spring semester through the summer. I worked at a company, which highly recommend if there are any young ones out there going into software. Sacrificing a semester to go get hands-on experience in the working world is fantastic, because by the end of an internship, you're kind of running at, like, you're just starting to understand things, and then you leave. Co-op actually gives you, like, months of, like, understanding stuff, and maybe a chance to work on more than just your own, like, intern project. I deployed something. I had something merged in, and I think it was missing, like, a letter. Is either missing a letter or typoed letter in the production like JavaScript deployment for the website. The entire website wouldn't render because the one package was typoed, I think, just in the production definition. And so like it deployed, and then I didn't catch, and like some of the older, you know, the more senior people who, you know, actually worked for the company, like figured it out for me. But it was like the number of software problems that are one-line problems or even one character problems is kind of crazy. Oh, why did it take you so long to just find the what? You know how hard it is to debug crap like that? It may be a simple fix that takes hours to track down. Try learning on Fortran with punch cards and waiting 3 days for typos. Yeah, no thanks. One day a week work experience and you're at TAFE working on IBM CICS mainframe system with punch cards. Yeah, I don't think I would be cut out for the punch card system. I'm a big fan of the iterative development. You know, I can push something and break it and turn around and fix it quickly. Having to, you know, it's kind of the different, maybe I'm part of the problem, you know, the new school development with video games, that you can deploy stuff, you know, in these betas and different things, instead of like having to have your game fully QA tested, you know. I think I'm kind of in that same vein as well. I really thought that that lie was gonna lose a lot more distance. That's cool. That's cool. For my time, yeah, I mean, I'm only 30, so I've only been in the development world like I was still in college 10 years ago. Almost not, but like, yeah. I got to come out into the workforce with C++, and now I work in Python. Your car is 22? My first car was... I think my first car lasted until 18. My parents... I had their old Pontiac Bonneville. R.I.P. Pontiac. Now I've got a Civic that's 10 years old. Semester co-op taught you didn't want to be a chemical engineer anymore? You're in a plant in Peoria, Illinois, making Downy fabric softener? But I mean, but it's still a, you know, a big part of your career, right? So like, in the same way that I got extra experience, you got the experience of knowing that this is not the career path that I actually want to pursue, which I think is equally, if not more important. Right, mine got me in to have an internship and then a job without another interview. Like, in a really dumb way, my current position is because I had a co-op, did well, and then they gave me an internship and then a job without another interview. I had a phone interview for my co-op. Phone interview for the co-op. There's a, here you go, here's a job, or here's an internship, then here's a job, and then the job I have now was, I was recommended by former coworkers of that job. Two guys had come to this company, and then, yeah, so I had an interview, but I was also vouched for, which definitely helped. Right down the road from Peoria, Clean Gains. Are you Clean Gains because of the Downy fabric softener, or? What's going on, Jacuo? How are you doing? Or not that kind of clean? Are we talking just pure workout clean? Oh, I got the 103. Can we... I'm going for it. I don't normally, but it's minimal risk here. We're up 2 in ranked. This is actually gonna roll all the way out the back of the green. That's crazy. That's freaking crazy. Born right by Wrigley. Okay, so you're from Chicago. My best friend's out west of Chicago, which is most unfortunate because that means I obviously never see him and his family. But the good thing about best friends is it doesn't matter how infrequently you talk, you pick up the phone or text or, you know, get on a FaceTime call, whatever, and it's like you haven't skipped a beat even if it's been a long time. I got scared that was us because I didn't realize that they went in the bunker then too. All right, well, jinxed it. I guess if we both put it in, we're both all squared. Oh, I hear. I'll. Oh, they're gonna show me how it's done. Got it. I was gonna say I'll show them how it's done. I didn't realize everybody wanted to. Oh, everybody just wants to stay in the bunker. What's happening? What is happening? This is like the most bizarre hole. Now I think they're just wasting time. Does nobody have the pick shot? Okay, we'll just wait until they max out. Okay. More like tennis. Yeah, they're going a little bit of volley. Almost, almost dunked it. Haven't seen those types of players in a bit. I can't tell. Obviously, at a certain point, they just gave up and started ping-ponging it. But, like, there was a certain point there where, like, could just still put it on the green. They must have... They must have been trying to play a splash shot instead of a pick, if I had to guess. I don't know. That was weird. Welcome to the Twilight Zone. And it's been a long time since I've seen any Twilight Zone episodes. So they're gonna be hitting first here, right? Yeah. 276 yards. I mean, I don't know where the pin is. This is probably like you take 3 wood in, but it runs for a long time. No, the pin's back. You actually have some room. I've gotten so used to front hole locations that I'm just a little bit jaded. Striped it. Beautiful touch. We are pin high. I remember when McGregor used to stream for like 2 weeks. Good times. Good times. Questionable proximity. 10 feet from 276 yards. Yeah, we're just slacking out here, Pseudo. We're just slacking. Nice putt. It is funny though. In reality, I get disappointed that I'm 10 feet to the side of the hole. That like, I think I get disappointed about 10 feet off because it's 90% of the time I'm like pin high, but left to right by like 10 feet. I feel like I'd be less upset if I was like 10 feet here. But 10 feet here is always like, I'm always pin high. It's like the distance was right. I just couldn't read it onto the line I needed to have. It's a lot of shape, but I feel like I need it. It's still gonna be long. It's tight window. Stinks because I I can't take my pitching wedge there. It's not enough, but I want the loft from it. And like, if you partial a 9-iron, like you're taking loft off of something that's already lower loft. I'm like trying to choke it, which is lower. It's like, it's just a mess. There's no winning. But again, I'm the guy that's disappointed with a 16-foot approach shot on a tight pin on a par 3. Like, my expectation is like 6 foot or less. Which I know is probably unhealthy and probably feeds into my putting. My lack of putting ability. Ooh, close. Close, 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 close. All right, take it easy, Hockey. Thank you for hanging out, man. Have a good one. GG's. GG. I do appreciate that the VC is now a lot better than it used to be for Bogey 1, yeah. Heck yeah, man. Probably looks very questionable when me and my teammate are Bogey 1 and unranked and you're just steamrolling through people. Or like when I'm unranked and playing with the Condor. At least the unranked in Condor is like, maybe. Or Albatross. But when it's like bogey and unranked, it's like, what's happening here? Jerzik, thank you for the follow. Or Jersey 1K? I'm not sure the exact pronunciation there, but thank you for the follow. Appreciate it. Okay. Tiger Woods or Dustin Johnson? Tiger, every day. Every day, Jonasy. Jonah, work watching the stream. Keep it up. We're gonna try our best. We're undefeated on the night, which is probably not saying much given where we're ranked at, but it's fine. All right, I'm gonna take a quick 3-minute break, and we're gonna keep going probably for like another 40 minutes or so, I would say. So thank you all for being here. We gotta get rid of the pre-rolls, so go take a quick stretch, grab a drink, do what you gotta do. Come back here in 3 minutes. Be right back.
It's raining.
Ads. Alright. Let's roll. Let's roll. And yeah, if anybody else wants in, let me know. We can rotate people. Did we just play these guys? Or play these guys earlier with a different partner? We've played this duo already. I don't think this was the one that we just played. I think I played them earlier with John, maybe. So we'll see how the semi rematch here goes. That should be good, yeah. Settle down nicely. So I guess my question for you guys as a whole, so we've got a little bit of a down period here, right? The Tour Championships for TGC have wrapped up. We are now heading into just like exhibition events that don't count for anything until the new season gets started. Let me take my shot here and then we'll take a little look-see at things. Explain that one to me. 8 mile an hour headwind. Even if it's on a slight diagonal there. Must not have actually been 8. Must have been less, and we got eye rolled and just cut right through it. That was crazy. What's going on, Bobby? How are you doing? But so we've got exhibition events that don't mean anything. What is it? Sanderson Farms is the end of, I think like end of September, early October is probably when we're looking at, like last week of September is when we're looking at things starting back up again. So I think the question becomes, in the meantime, do we want more nights like this, or we just chill with some ranked and hang out, and you know, we can have people cycle in and play? Should we play the exhibition events? Are there other societies or things that we should play in? Should I play like a bunch of the ranked tour stuff and have people play ranked tours? Like, what do we feel as well? Because I'd love to know, like, what do people actually want to watch? I know TGC is like, that's our main content. So the question is, if we're going to do golf content without TGC, what do we do? Do we try and do impossible challenge grinds? Like, is that a more sufficient way to fill our time? You know, go back and do impossible challenge at Dante's Hole 2, and you know, maybe try and redo some of the ones that we did in 2K23 and 2K25. You know, like we did a bunch in 2K23. We beat a bunch of the AG courses, Predator and such. You know, because I enjoy the, like, chill ranked stuff. The thing is, we have such a long grind to get to where, like, ranked is consistently, like, sweatier matches. But if people just enjoy chilling and playing ranked and joining up with me, like, I'm game for that, too, if people People want to watch that. Best friend, sister's wife's mother's uncle's neighbor's stepson's distant aunt was curious. Foreboded. I think we've been doing all right for ourselves tonight. Yeah. Course design. Get out of here, map. Get out of here with that. I don't have the creativity nor the knowledge of actually executing. No thanks. You know what this green reminds me of a little bit? Lido. I enjoyed playing the Lido remakes. Was it 2K21 that had the Lido remake? It's a neat course. Lido Pizza? No, Lido. It's a course that used to be on Long Island, I believe, and like back in like the 30s or something, or maybe before that. I believe it was bought, the land was bought and replaced with a military base. Buckets. Yeah, I think it's like all the southern coast of Long Island. No Lido Pizza. I don't know Lido Pizza. No. Now it's in Wisconsin. I thought I remember there being some sort of resurrection of the course structure, but I didn't know where. I didn't know if it was in the original place or if it was remade elsewhere. They make square pizza because they don't cut corners. Well, you know, circular pizza doesn't cut corners, technically speaking. And you could have a square pizza in which you intentionally cut the corners. So I'm not quite sure how that all works out. Part of Sand Valley. I feel like I had seen Sand Valley recently and it made me think of Lido. So I guess that is why, because it's like the recreation of it, or at least in the spirit of. Good putt. Almost overplayed that one. Almost overplayed that one. This is wide open. I'm sending it. Honestly, pull open is okay because that's basically just like a baby fade. Better than double crossing it. Yeah, so I mean, unless I hear any suggestions otherwise, maybe we'll tinker with a TGC exhibition event if we feel so inclined. You know, maybe we'll keep doing the ranked. I can probably get a better feel in the general sense of how things are next week when the drops aren't around. Drops are obviously a very good thing for the channel, but they skew numbers to be able to really gauge anything. Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit of a weird season, right? Because the competitive golf is on hiatus. We're obviously switching up our schedule a little bit because of it and bringing in some variety gaming as well. Yeah, so having I'm enjoying it so far. I mean, we played Trackmania last week. I do enjoy that. Starting up Jedi Survivor, had a blast the first night with it. I'm hoping the rest of the game is very good. Oh, good idea. Hey, what's going on, Commander? How are you doing? Oh, come on. Just underswung it. It's like you want to give it a chance. I don't know if it would be better for me to like intentionally aim short and use like the next club up for a little bit more run out, or what would be smart. Where to do a hole out from at least 82 feet away from the pin? Yeah, that's a great question, Commander. The putting challenge. So the putting, the hole, is it the Barstool challenges? There's a putt one. Is there one of those that's 82 feet away? Is the putt that far, or is the putt less distance? Because that one where you just have like 100 attempts or whatever crazy number to hit that might be a good option. Or just doing a hole-in-one challenge. Just because you have a bunch of shots to do the exact same thing. No putting, just holing it out. Then yeah, probably one of the hole-in-one challenges. I don't know which one would be the easiest. Yeah, probably one of those. What's going on, Plumpy? Hit a hole-in-one on a par 5 on Thursday? What course were you even playing that you had an opportunity like that? Jeez. That's awesome, though. I haven't even hit a hole-in-one on a par 4, and you're out here hitting condors. What in the world? Wow, that was face way open. I mean, it's pro open, so that's the punishment, but... Probably the game wants you to try it on Hodaloose, but any course can be played. Yeah, there's the other quest is on Hodaloose, right? That's the 67 or better. Yeah, you definitely don't have to get the hole out there. Some of the quests to me are just, I don't know. You reach a certain point where they're not worth doing unless you like really care about building up multiple characters, or you really care about a particular card or something. Called Rolling Springs, 480 yards. I mean, you must have had a pretty... I mean, is that downhill, 480 and downhill? I mean, there must be a bunch of tailwind and firmness and everything to create those conditions for you. But still no slouch of distance. Although we've hit a putt for Albatross. We putted for Albatross on 2K23 because I forget what course it was, but the par 5 was drivable by, like, the course went like straight down with the tree line on your right and then doglegged hard to the right and back to the hole, but you could hit like a 3-wood under the tree from one of the tee boxes and run it down, so that's what we ended up doing. Bored of that moment, so nothing else to do? Yeah, I mean, I'd say just go for the hole-in-one challenge. I think the challenges are a good way to, like, do something in the game. But, like, the rewards aren't great, but like if you're just looking for something to do. Yeah, what's going on, Reginald? How are you doing? You had like a max tailwind and hit the cart path. That's crazy, man. It's gotta be one sick clip. Yeah, we've ricocheted the pin on a par 4. I think probably one of the cooler things I've ever done was a putt for Albatross, and because it was on True Sim too, so like we still had like a 20 or 30 foot putt to hole, and we did. Come on, man. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. We're chilling, playing some ranked duos. Having people from the chats hop in. We're just cruising along. I like never play ranked, so like the trade-off is that my rank is low, and we just get to kind of cruise along and dominate and have a good time just hanging out. And no worries, Commander. I thought the hole-in-one challenges were fun. I know that for most people they're probably over the top, but I'm consistent enough with inputs and things that they weren't too bad. It probably took me like 3 hours tops to do all of them. Honestly, I think it took us probably like 2. All right. GG's, Alex. We'll rotate. Rotate after that one. GG's. On the matches. All right, John, you said you wanted in. There you go, sir. Man, I can't believe we're so good. We're bogey 1, which is actually crazy because I had played more ranked duos. Just in total, I think we had played ranked duos in the past, and I think at least gotten up to like birdie, but I guess it's just decayed enough from not playing that they didn't hold it. I appreciate that, Alex. Have a good one. Thanks for playing. I'll catch you later. Doing view matches? Well, viewer matches in the sense that I'm playing with viewers. I'm not playing against them. Not unless they show up against us in ranked. Between seasons should be a soft reset. Not started. Yeah, it's I think it's probably just because I didn't play that, but I think it is. I think there is a bit of soft reset, but I think I've played so little that my soft reset is still a couple tiers back. Because I think I had gotten up to birdie. I don't think I got to eagle. I think because I got to birdie, it took me back to bogey out the gate. Duos is probably also weird because of like who you're playing with and against and everything. So it's like probably the combination of what my soft reset was coupled with my opponents and everything through my placement matches. So it is what it is. It is what it is. I don't hold any. Yeah, I don't hold a candle to my rank. Yeah, it is funny, you know, when people will come in. I think it's more so in YouTube comments on videos, like on shorts and stuff, that people will be like, "What rank are you?" I'm like, I'm not ranked, or I'm like very low ranked, but it's literally because I don't play it. Like, I'm ranked 16th in the world in TGC, and we're probably like top 5, you know, in True Sim, but I don't play ranked. So it's like, I'm a much better ranked player than my rank says. I literally don't play it, and there's no way for me to scale up, you know, the ranks without playing it more. Also, let me reset the capture card really quick. I think the audio is starting to get desynced a little bit. Match play is a bit different mind game. Well, it's also on a lower difficulty, and like the tracks and conditions and stuff aren't near as tough. You know, I like that they have more of the user-created courses in and not just official stuff, because that makes it a little more challenging. I wish there was a master rank playlist. Like, just give me one with master settings instead of pro. Or one thing that I've heard, which I think would be neat too, is I guess MLB The Show does it where, like, as you move up the ranks, it moves up in difficulty. I think the way that the swing is set up in this game, in that the forgivenesses don't, like, your forgiveness window doesn't change, but the forgiveness changes when you miss. I think that kind of scaling could be fun, and I'd be more incentivized to play. I also just wish that there was also, like, there are more side hill lies and more elevation changes and stuff on the custom courses. I wish they'd throw a little bit more wind into ranked. I hate that, like, it feels like 85% of, you know, 90% of ranked matches. Ooh, that was slippy, John. Are like 3-4 mile an hour winds. Give me random ones with 15, 20. You know, that stuff is a differentiator as well. You know, in terms of like player skill, it shouldn't be who can just point and shoot with 3 mile an hour winds on flat courses. Give me elevation, give me wind. I know people gave Top of the Rock such a hard time over the years. I think Top of the Rock is not that bad for ranked, because it actually provides huge elevation swings and forces you to figure out what that adjustment is. You don't just get to look and be like, well, it's 3 feet up the hill, you know, 180 yards away, or 100. Well, honestly, because it's a pro course, and with the distance in this, it's probably like a wedge in, and like barely any elevation and barely any wind on a fairly flat. Like, okay, yeah, we can hit our inputs. That's cool. Give me some extra stuff to separate. It doesn't have to be every round, but it shouldn't be that every round has nothing going on. Wind speed is based on opponent's rank. Are there actually higher wind speeds at higher ranks now? I don't play ranked enough to know, and obviously I'm always at low rank, so the winds don't get crazy. I know that they updated it so that, like, the ranked tours, if you play on like master ranked tour, like, you got harder conditions, which I was a big fan of that. I don't think every tournament needs to have the harder conditions, but there were some where it was like almost set up like freaking rub of the green. Like, you had like some higher firmnesses, you know, some very fast greens, or not very fast greens, but like higher winds. I think the only thing they would need to do, though, is show you, when they show you the course, also show you the, like, give you a brief second to check on the wind speed And I guess they wouldn't really have to tell you the wind speed, but I wish they would tell you the firmness. I shouldn't have to like memorize what the firmnesses are. 152s. It's gonna dip low. Womp womp, close. True in the last game? Really? Little course info they show you at the end of the match where it's useless. The first, yeah, like I know that it would add to the loading screen, but there's got to be some way, even if they didn't put it on the loading screen, that it'd be like easily accessible. Because obviously, you know, the green speed, you could check that with your putter. The wind speed, you see that with the gauge. But I hate like having to just guess what the firmness is gonna be. You know, until I like play the first hole and it's like, oh crap, that really bounces. You know, like St. Andrews, I know that it's extremely firm defaults. But like I shouldn't have to just know that offhand. Annoying playing a hole to find out, yeah. I mean, obviously then you know for the rest of the holes, for the most part. Yeah, it definitely gives advantage to second to hit on the first hole. These user-created courses, how do you know? I mean, if you play them on, like, ranked tours, you know, and before your round, you pull them up. This was actually on Plat, so I've seen this course up close before. That is not a fun spot to be with that rock. They have enough loft. Talk about the firmness info screen. You want it before a match and not after it? Simple as that. Yeah, I mean, I think because in the last game, you used to be able to go here and see what defaults were. I don't think the scorecard tells you anything. It just has the match score. I can get distances, but I can't get any info. Can't get any info on firmnesses, but you used to be able to like have a course details, I think, and so you could see the defaults for the course there. But if they did it differently, then you'd be able to see. Then you'd be able to see like if they changed it, right? Like if it was playing on non-defaults, you would have a screen that would tell you that. I don't know if that's something to do. Maybe you could have presets for the different courses, that there was like a range of firmnesses and stuff and speeds that they could use. Yeah, it's literally only on like course info stuff, which is on the pre-screen for, you know, quick play and societies and ranked, like anything that has you load into it. Ranked is the only one that doesn't let you see it. Hey, take it easy, Baffled. Good to see you, dude. Thank you again for the $5. Have a good one. I'll catch you later. that is deep and left. Hot dang. I don't know if they thought that the rough was gonna do him dirtier than that. I don't know what happened there. That was... Maybe they were in like some... Maybe they tried to take some sort of partial shot or something. That was more than just off the mark. Not entirely certain what was going on there. So should I start, when people ask me what rank I am, instead of saying I could be Condor if I actually played it, should I tell them I'm par? Just a par player? Bogey duos? Really want to talk with the UI team in general? There are things that baffle your mind, like, what else? This UI is definitely a little different than the last one. Curious what in particular sticks out to you as like big no-no here. I don't know about this putt, man. Sweating. Technically speaking, I am sweating. It's freaking hot in this room. It's the one thing. It's 66 degrees out, but there's not a lick of breeze coming through the window. And so we've got the AC off, and I've just got the heat of my computer and my lights that mess up my hands when I get too close to them. Every move in it needs a confirmation with the server, for example. Yeah, I think some of that's a question about, oh, this is going to kick hard left and be in a bad spot. There's always a bait. Oh, we got actually a little bit lucky there that it didn't get stuck up. Stuck up in that. Hydrate myself. All right, BB-8 to the rescue. Fuel. By design, well, so I don't know it. Yeah, it's all, some of that depends on like what sorts of information need to be sent to the server. I like how they saw our shot and was like, yeah, give me some of that. I think I tried driving the screen a couple times in Plat. I definitely laid it back too. Yeah, I don't know what's up with career. I think it was good for a bit, and then I think they made some change recently, and I think it made it worse, and I don't think it's gotten much better. $49 yards. That is a great out from there. 51. We could fly this like pin high. Hey! We are right around the same, but I guess we're just a little bit further. Got worse in your experiences? That's what I've heard. I haven't played career mode since I got the gold clubs. The cleanup. Overall smoothest in online match play. I wonder if they're also figuring that this late into the game that more people are playing online match play than career. That being said, I would imagine that either like next month or early next year that this game is probably going to go free on PS Plus like it does every year. And I would say that those people are going to play career mode. So you would need to have it fixed for that. Drake Tim, thank you very much for the YouTube sub. Appreciate it. Not enough money is flowing towards the devs to be your guest. Well, at this point, they're probably cleaning up very minor bugs. Yeah, that are like easy wins, but they're probably starting to shift their focus, if they haven't already, towards 2K27. There's probably just like little bits of work for updating some things with the new seasons, which is largely cosmetic. You know, rotating courses and stuff doesn't require too much work. You know, all those sorts of things. But you would also think that you would want to fix some of the performance stuff to have the knowledge for your next iteration of game, right? All right, so we've got them dormy. Only skeleton crew remain. I think that's probably where they're at. You've got people that like have to do a little bit of stuff that's like purely content, right? Just making physical assets, maybe updating some import stuff, whatever. The actual like code development is probably not very strong at this point. Like I said, probably, you know, minimal, super easy bug fixes. Obviously, the hit to career mode was probably unexpected. Now, if we'll get a patch before Season 4 to fix it, who knows? But I think they're trying to only really release game updates around the seasonal updates, if I had to guess. I would think they're probably largely starting work on 2K27, or at least, you know, trying to plan some stuff for it. I would imagine at this point, though, that you're just taking what you have for 2K25 and starting to make changes to it. Try to test some bigger changes and whatnot. Fix the things that hurt the revenue. Yeah, like, just need it to be that the game is in a working enough state. People can play it. New players don't have a terrible experience. Oh, that still got to the left. Dang. It's gonna take a big kick. Ah, that's unfortunate. I mean, we're definitely in a better spot than they are. I should have just played that more to the right. I thought I was on a line more at the hole, but that jumped off the face more to the left than I played for. Chop needs to be working. Well, that's part of the content cycle, right? And that also, I think, is probably due to like brand partnership deals and stuff. You want to have that stuff working to try and sell people. Obviously, like, if you just play the game enough, you don't have to spend any money on VC. But sell VC to buy the things that you have in real life, you know. try and create good good relations with brands to have their assets in, but that's like largely assets, and hopefully for for them they're hoping a little bit of revenue stream. Just blows my mind how many people buy VC, especially in this game. What a putt. What a putt, John. Eagle putt to put it on ice. GG. GG, well played. All right. So where do we, are we still bogey 1, or do we make it to par 3? Do we get to level up yet? Bunch of fittings I'll never have to tap into, thanks. Hey, woo, par 3. I'm the worst player here. Little do they know. Little do they know. People think I might be sandbagging, but I'm not. I just don't play it. GG's, John. Thanks for playing again. All right. It is close to 20 of midnight. So I think that's going to be a good place to call it for the evening. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. If you enjoyed and you're watching over on YouTube, drop a like on the stream. Helps me out immensely. Otherwise, you can always follow and sub, all that good stuff to find your way back here. We have a Discord if you're interested. You want to bug me outside a stream, go for it. Yeah, so we're, let's see. We'll be back to golf on Monday. Probably more of this. Maybe we'll see what they've got going on in exhibition. But yeah, probably more of this. So we'll be back to golf on Monday tomorrow, and then like next Tuesday and Thursday as well until we get it done. We are playing Star Wars Jedi Survivor. So if you're interested in that game or just me playing other things, we've got that going on. Don't shy away. We'll be here. Yeah, appreciate y'all hanging out. We're gonna go find somebody to host. Or I guess raid is the, still the technical terminology. So let's go say hello to somebody. And we'll get on out of here. Who do we got? Who do we have? I think we'll try and keep it within golf tonight. We did some Super Mario World hosts a couple times this week. I'm gonna send you guys over to Woe. Woe is, in my opinion, and I think he still technically is numero uno in the game as a whole. At least within TGC land. So we're gonna go say hello to Woe, the Joker, as they say. And yeah, I'll catch you guys back here tomorrow night. We'll dive right back on into Jedi Survivor. I'm looking forward to it. But have a wonderful rest of your Wednesdays. Bye.